Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Baby Girl's World, bitch. I know there's probably new people here that are like, excuse me, what did you just call me? Okay, here, if you're a subscriber or even, if you're a member, you're a lovely bitch. If you're a subscriber, you are just a bitch, but you're a lovely bitch when you become a member. But consider subscribing. We like to just jump into the drama, take a dip in the tea, get out, dry off, and leave. You know what I'm saying? If you start vibing with the content, I need you to start subscribing to my channel. Like the video. Make a comment. I love getting to know new subscribers though. So if you are new, please let me know who you are. Tell me about yourself. What do you do? How many kids do you have? Do you eat apples? Do you like, what color is your favorite? Whatever. But today we have our member of the video, bitch. She is the member of the video, bitch. Rachel, she's a member of the video, bitch. Ooh, Rachel's the member of the video, bitch. So we're gonna set gotta knock stuff over, Rachel. Shit, son of a bitch. I make you a member of the video and you do that shit over here? What's your problem? I'm just kidding. That's my sense of humor. I'm sorry if it's a little weird, whatever, I'm sorry. But I don't want to apologize about being myself, though, you know what I'm saying? Then we also have our 5 featured subscribers of the video. We like to give thanks and be grateful on this channel. So I love to do shout outs. If you would like a shout out, become a subscriber if you're vibing. And if you really start vibing with the content, become a member. It's $1.99 for everything. You get videos a day, Allie, with no ads all the time. Okay? If sometimes I'm feeling feisty, I will go ahead and do 2 days, Allie, with no ads, alright? It's unheard of. And then, I do all kinds of stuff for my members. I love my members. And you guys get a members live once a week. I gotta start doing that. I'm gonna start scheduling them. I'm sorry, but I'm getting there. Like I said, we love to be grateful on this channel. So I love shouting people out, starting the video that way. It makes me feel good, you know what I'm saying? And y'all are the reason that I even have the platform to do this. And I'm grateful every single time I make a video. I love you guys so much. You know what? Why don't we show some love over here to the 5 featured subscribers? Because we have Gail Lauren, we have Cookie Lee, we have Janine, Chimey. We have Tested by Tyne, and we have Rebecca Williams. Yay, you guys! Thank you for being here. Honestly. Now, we gotta get into the juicy video now, okay? I'm sorry I can't keep talking about you guys. I love you guys to death, though, but let's get into the Gypsy Rose. Buckle up, because this one's gonna be a roller coaster. Make sure you're belted in tight, bitch. But Gypsy Rose, the poor victim. So many people still believe that little Miss Gypsy fucking stupid Rose is a victim. And it drives me absolutely crazy. Oh my God, you guys. So yeah, lies, manipulation, greed, malingering. I mean, the list can go on and on. Hatred, evil, to describe Gypsy Rose's life while living with her mother until the very detailed plan occurred. We should also add grooming to the list, honestly. She groomed Nicholas to the point where he even stated after doing this horrible crime that he would do it again if it meant that he was saving her. Her fairy tale. The prince saving the poor, bewildered princess. come on, man. But I believe now that the veil has lifted and he probably thinks differently now. But it's too late now, though. He's sitting in prison for life. For you, Gypsy Rose. Okay.
Play a clip of Gypsy Rose talking about her mom for y'all. Listen very closely to what she says about her mother.
My mother, she drove us everywhere, she cooked, she cleaned, she did everything. So basically all I had to do for 24 years of my life was just exist.
Now, I know y'all just heard that. She literally just said all she had to do was exist when she lived with her mom. Her mom did everything. I'll really think that this lady was out here abusing her. Now, Gypsy Rose, in her book, also talks about her microdeletion. Let's listen to that real quick, and then we'll move on.
The results on this test indicate that I actually do have what's known as a microdeletion, 1q21.1, which is a chromosomal change in which a small piece of chromosome 1 is deleted in each cell. This was news to me. Flustered, I turned to the internet to sleuth around about what this actually means. What I discovered is staggering. This microdeletion is known to increase the risk of delayed development, intellectual disability, physical abnormalities, and neurological and psychiatric problems. Wow. What a coincidence. Every illness my mother claimed I had fallen beneath all of these umbrellas.
Gypsy Rose Alcida, you know why all your illnesses fell underneath that umbrella? Because you really have the microdeletion. You really have symptoms now. And I told y'all, the first case of her specific microdeletion was not even found and documented until 2008. There was no way Dee Dee could have got online and looked up symptoms for this microdeletion and made her mimic them. Plus, they didn't know what the hell Gypsy had until 2011. Well, how was she ever going to line up the symptoms with her microdeletion? She didn't, girl. You really got the microdeletion and you really had a fix from it. Your mother didn't help all those years is why you live a full, healthy life today. And why in 2011, all your doctor's appointments basically stopped. They figured out and diagnosed what was going on with Gypsy. And when they get help in those earlier years, a lot of the times they go on to lead full, long, healthy lives with little to no more effects. You can see Gypsy's eyes still affected by this strabismus and her tongue thrusting. Both of them are linked to the microdeletion. But it's solid entertainment purposes only, in my opinion, and the rest. She said that she...
What does that mean? You still had her unalived. You still planned her unaliving for 2 years. Mind you. But yet, at the end, when it's done, you want to talk about how you wanted it done quickly because that is your mother? You sick bitch. What is wrong with you? I mean, that just gives me chills. Once again, there's also her saying that she thought it was a fairy tale. Wait, didn't she just say that, though? Recently about it being like a fairy tale? Like Tangled? Which was her favorite movie? So, did y'all know that making up true life events and envisioning them in your mind is what a fairy tale is? That's just one of the symptoms that Gypsy displays of schizophrenia. Schizophrenia is another symptom of the 1q21.1 microdeletion. So, I wholeheartedly believe that Gypsy Rose is schizophrenic. Paranoid at that. Now, so let's dig deeper. I found a video of a great explanation of exactly what I mean when I say I completely believe that Gypsy Rose is a schizophrenic. And that is not something to be ashamed of. Why would you walk around ashamed of something like that?
So I was doing a little looking into this 1q21.1 microdeletion thing that Miss Gypsy has, right? And this says that about 70% of all children with this microdeletion have delayed development, particularly affecting the development of motor skills, such as sitting, standing, and walking. The intellectual disability and learning problems is usually mild, distinctive facial features associated, subtle but prominent forehead, and a high arched roof of the mouth, which could affect the teeth. Just saying. Short stature and eye problems, as well as hearing problems. Now, I remember Dee Dee saying that she had eye and hearing problems. I remember all of that. Weak muscles, seizures, which Miss Gypsy did have during the procedure, which left her unable to walk for an amount of time. She was put in a wheelchair, and then when she could walk again, she didn't tell anyone, including her mother. She did not tell her mother. Sleep disturbances also affect this deletion, ADHD, social interaction issues, and studies suggest that deletions of genetic material from the 1q21.1 region may also be risk factors for schizophrenia. Let's look into that. Schizophrenia is a brain disorder classified as a psychosis, which means that it affects a person's thinking, sense of self, and perceptions. The disorder typically becomes evident during late adolescence or early adulthood. possibly presenting itself as shooting your mother with a BB gun and chasing her with a knife, and then 4 years later, unaliving her. Signs and symptoms of schizophrenia include false perceptions called hallucinations. Auditory hallucinations of voices are the most common, but it affects different experiences like vision, smells, and touch sensations. Strongly held false beliefs are also characteristics of schizophrenia. For example, affected individuals may be certain that they are a particular historical figure, or like a Disney princess maybe, or that they are being plotted against or controlled by others. Ma'am? Miss Gypsy? Explain yourself. I would like her to go to a therapist, a real therapist that isn't like engulfed in the story, that isn't trying to hear Miss Little Victim. I don't want to ask questions about her childhood. I want her to do a full like questionnaire for schizophrenia. I would love to know the answer. Also causes mild impairment of intellectual function. Like maybe forgetting that you've done all these things and then pretending like it's your first time. So I was doing a little...
Well, on the right medication, you'll be fine. My uncle has paranoid schizophrenia. He rode down the street on his bike with a bucket on his head at one point, okay? That's how far his delusions went. He used to send money to the president and to the Pope. My grandfather used to have to run out to the mailbox, make sure that he got his checks out of the mailbox before the mailman came, so that my uncle didn't lose out on his money because he only got Social Security. I was not born yet when this happened, but, you know, I've heard stories. He actually ran downstairs naked into the living room that my grandparents were sitting in because he lived upstairs of them. He picked up the coffee table. He was reciting Bible verses and saying that he was Jesus Christ. And it took 6 police officers to get him down on the ground and be able to cuff him so that they could take him to a facility somewhere. My grandparents were freaking out. He's the uncle that I told you guys about that we call Dobe. Yeah, and my niece and I call each other Dobe, so it's a whole thing. It's D-O-B-E, Dobe. But he didn't need to be sending all of his money out like that. It's just crazy. Oh my God. But it's also been over some time of trying new medications and all this and that to get him on the right track that he's on right now. But he's doing very well. He's, you know, you wouldn't know that he even has it unless he told you. I mean, I used to go sleep over at his house once I became a little bit older as a child. And before he took his medicine in the morning, he would sing and act all goofy and weird. And then he would take his medicine and then he was like just regular Dobe again. It was so weird. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, crazy shit happened back in the day, y'all. My uncle is also gay. When he told my grandparents that he was gay, they had the priest come over to try to, I guess, have Jesus take the gayness out of him. But I don't know if the priest was the best choice. They just didn't know this at the time. It's like the priest will help him not be gay, Grandma. Right. But all cases of schizophrenia are different, of course. So with that being said, Gypsy Rose influencing on the internet like this, thinking of her crime as a way to influence her supporters, who are mostly very young, impressionable women at that, who could have mental illnesses, who could have cognitive delays. It's a hard one. that are gullible and gullible and vulnerable. What the fuck? I'm sorry. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. Or whatever the case is. It's honestly really fucking scary though to me that, especially when Gypsy reposts videos like creator Lauren Cherie is about to show.
Gypsy Rose just reposted a TikTok romanticizing her crime, and it features a teenage girl in therapy. This isn't just tone deaf or in bad taste. This is absolutely terrifying because her fan base mainly consists of young women, young moms, teen girls, many of them struggling with mental illness, trouble at home, trauma. Remember Carly Gregg, a teen a while back that unalived her mother after having a fight with her? Did GRB just co-sign on teenage girls fantasizing on deleting their own mothers? Because that's what that repost is giving. This isn't harmless either. GRB is some type of influencer to these young girls. By reposting it, she's validating this young woman's feelings, or worse, making it relatable. And whether she means to or not, her young fans take this as an approval. Their brains are still developing. They are still figuring out right from wrong. And this, it's dangerous. And according to the comments on that post, GRB has quite a bit of support. And where is this support coming from? Young women, teenage girls. If you agree with this, if this just enrages you, please share it because we need to talk about it.
Or I should say, at Mommy Needs a Nap. I love that name on TikTok. This part about Gypsy Rose is what's not okay. It's not fucking okay. Because I'm afraid for this girl, or this girl's mother, I should say. I mean, it's like I almost want to go and check on her to see if everything's okay over there. Because that's so appalling. It's disgusting. And she's like, I don't even do it. I don't even talk about the crime. The fact of the matter that when everybody looks at you, Gypsy Rose, this immediate fucking thought is that bitch killed her mother. Come on. Have some self-awareness here, Gypsy Rose. And then so many creators are on TikTok making videos about how Gypsy's little minions are coming after them, threatening them. Like, I'm sorry, but that's not okay in any way, shape, or form. Whether they're lying about it or not, they need to be held accountable for that. Or they're going to keep going into life acting that way, and are going to end up getting in big trouble for it. Somewhere, sometime. Or my luck, they won't ever, and I look like a liar. But I swear to you, that's what's going to happen. Hey everyone, it's Baby Girl with breaking news. You guys get this shit with Gypsy Rose, thinking she can come on here and try to take accountability, but not take accountability. You guys check this shit out. And Gypsy Rose, you shouldn't even be on here anyways, because all you do is be a hypocrite.
Gypsy Rose, this down here shows you ain't taking responsibility. So all this up here doesn't make a shit. I'm pretty sure this whole part right here came from ChatGPT. That you looked up an excuse about why someone lies and manipulates people without knowing. ChatGPT was like, oh, because of trauma. And you were like, fuck yeah, I needed that excuse anyway. The only time you accepted responsibility was on the stand when you were forced. Then you got out and immediately was like, I don't identify as a murderer. I didn't do the actual unaliving. That's what you said. But right there, you were trying to push as much responsibility away from you onto Nick the minute you got out. You've tried to make Nick Godejohn look like this terrible person, just this awful guy. But you were talking the same shit to Nick that Nick was talking to you, and you did it willingly too, girl. You say you accepted the weight of your choices, yet you have been out doing nothing but dragging your fucking mama and dragging Nick. Serving your time is great. Getting out and lying about everything that went on is a negative. We're not accepting that, ma'am. That was my accountability for years. So the only accountability you get was the 10 years you were in prison. And what didn't you just say like a month or so ago? You've never had to be held accountable. Your mom did everything for you. But now you want to say, oh, my accountability was when I was in prison. I don't need accountability in the free world. And this right here is nothing but a fucking excuse. This type of manipulation isn't rooted in malice. It's often a reflection of past trauma, fear of abandonment, or lack of emotional tools. The key difference is intent. You had every fucking intent, you lying little thing. I'm trying to do better. You knew you were manipulating him. You lied to him for a year and told him you were sick when you knew you weren't. You told him you needed saving and had the audacity to get on fucking Dr. Phil and be like, I wish he would have gotten me help. I wish he would have been more responsible. Nick and you had the same resources to get you help. And you had no problem going up to a man's hospital room, proving your age for some wee-wee, but you would not do it to get you fucking help. Gypsy Rose, this whole post did the reverse of what you think it did, girl. This whole second paragraph, just another fucking excuse and putting your responsibilities onto something else like trauma. Grow up, girl. You're in your 30s. You claim you did your time. Accept what you fucking did. You committed murder. You manipulated that man on purpose. Who commits murder? Stop lying about it, girl.
And she's always on here complaining about cyberbullying. I mean, come on. Bree sits there and bullies the shit out of people online, and Gypsy doesn't say shit to her. She just lets it happen. And people go on her panel and talk about Gypsy and like challenge Bree and all this, and does nothing but talk shit about people, lie, manipulate, all that shit. So I don't want to hear it. Okay? Free Bree. Okay, whatever. And then in this video, she's speaking facts. Bitch, you need to see this. This is fucking, you know.
Hey, Jill, this is a great question. And yes, I saw you in there, and I thank you for bringing this up because it's something that I'd like to talk about. So you said, hey, fellow nurse here. I'm not a nurse, but I do have a nursing team that was working with me through all of this. Would you not agree that she would not have resided at the Ronald McDonald House without very strong documentation? Yes, you're correct. And there was a reason why they were thrown out of the McDonald House. And Christy and Gypsy would like you to believe that that's because Dee Dee was committing fraud. Do you know that's not why they were thrown out of the McDonald House and told that they couldn't come back? And that's why they had to go to Hope Lodge or Hope House or whatever it is in Missouri. Do you want to know why? Because Gypsy got into an altercation with another child. And the child was intimidated, and she was harassing her and being mean and hateful to her. And they told them she had to go. They kicked them out because of Gypsy. Not because of Dee Dee, Gypsy and her bullshit and how she treats other people. Just remember, there's a story, and I do believe this one for sure. I've vetted it all the way I can. That a girl asked Gypsy, she was 8 years old, she asked Gypsy, how did she flip her voice back and forth like that? Because she thought it was really cool. And then Gypsy told her the same way that I'm going to push your eye sockets or your eyes into the back of your eye sockets if you say that again. And that little girl went running to her mother and went home scared. And I truly believe that story. I have vetted it. I know that they were at that event. I know that the kid that did it is at that event. And I truly believe that is the way she is. She is a mean little shitty person. It's what she does. She's always been like this. She will never change. She cannot change. It is who she is. And I think it is hardwired in, and it was hardwired in from birth. This girl is not okay. She is not a normal person. She does not have normal thoughts. Anybody who wants to make a video saying that I know that my guy is going to take my daughter's V card at 13 years old and then adds on actual movie credits to the end of that as she sends it to him is sick and deranged, and I don't care what you say. You're never going to convince me otherwise. That girl is not okay, and it's getting scarier and scarier, and something bad is going to happen. And when it does, I don't want to have to be the person that says I told you so. I'm telling you, that girl and her family is dangerous as F, and you all should stay the hell away from them. Have a good one from The Good Wife. Serving up true crime, one dish at a time. Bye, guys. Mwah.
You know what? And then could Gypsy have had leukemia for real, honestly?
Gypsy Rose may have really had leukemia, and we may be calling Dee Dee a liar and a scammer for no reason. This is for her Gypsy Rose trip. Acute lymphoblastic leukemia. Watch this. Yes, abnormalities of chromosome 1q21.1, which include that region, are linked to lymphoblastic leukemia. She was supposedly diagnosed with leukemia before she ever left Louisiana. Her fucking Make-A-Wish trip when she was still in Louisiana. I said months ago that I thought them claiming she had leukemia was directly related to the Make-A-Wish thing, and I still believe that. Only now I'm starting to think maybe she really did have fucking leukemia. I know for a fact that Rod and Christy were seeing Gypsy up until 2005 when Katrina hit. This is a letter that Christy Blanchard wrote to Francie Maselli. I'm not going to go over everything. You can zoom in. She talks about in great length. They had family outings. How they end up losing contact when Katrina happens. How Dee Dee and Gypsy were on a bus but didn't know where they were going because they were evacuated. How once they got in contact with Dee Dee, she let them know they were in Aurora, Missouri, and that they probably were not coming back. Then Christy said her and Rod always made a plan to go see them, but just never made it. In 10 fucking years, you couldn't make a plan and make it to see your other daughter? I'm in Nebraska. I go all the way to Mississippi and see my brother. It's a 13 fucking hour drive, but I make it, and it's my brother. Now, let's talk about the symptom of this lymphoblastic leukemia. Fatigue, pale skin, fever, easily bruising, bleeding, bone pain, and enlarged lymph nodes. Wouldn't it be crazy if we've been saying she didn't have chemotherapy? She did. That'd be fucked up. I believe Fancy Maselli also said that leukemia is mentioned in her earlier medical records from Louisiana. I have to get a hold of Fancy, tag her, tell her come holla at me, girl. But would that not be fucking crazy? The bruising on her hands from her mother's murder, that everybody's like, she beat her mama. If it's just something to do with her microdeletions. Or what if she really did have some form of leukemia? And we're just over here calling Dee Dee a liar, a scammer, a con artist. Don't get me wrong, I wholeheartedly believe she was scamming and conning. I'm starting to wonder, like, was the cancer one a con? Which brings me to my next question. She was claiming to have leukemia in Louisiana. Rod and Christy were having normal visits with her with Dylan and Mia. So they didn't go to like any of her treatments. She stayed at the Ronald McDonald House. Y'all didn't go to any of that shit? Or y'all fucking knew that something was crazy, but they was getting money and places to stay, and you didn't say so something, it's not lining up for me. Also, Gypsy's hair had been cut off way before she ever left Louisiana. So Rod, what the fuck really going on, sir? Either Christy and Rod knew what was up, or Gypsy was really fucking sick with leukemia. They're dumber than a box of fucking rocks. That's just all there is to it. Hey, and this is all alleged and tape purposes only. Your girl been doing some digging. And the rest, well, I got that shit from the Blanchards.
I mean, it's actually in her medical records that she did, and would explain a lot of the attention that she got, especially being in the Ronald McDonald House and all that kind of stuff. I mean, I don't really know why she wants to act like she didn't have it, but I guess it can't stay hidden forever. Look how much has come out already. We're done. Alright, well, that's the end of this video today. I mean, it was a little bit of a smorgasbord of crap, but I just want to know what your thoughts are. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you think that Gypsy Rose really did have leukemia? The medical records do say so. And I just want to also say thank you again to my member of the video, which is Rachel P. And, I just want to tell you that I love you guys, and I'll talk to you later. Because I'm obviously pretty tired. I'm falling asleep over here. Tired. I'm so tired.